So this week in 13, we are coming down to the wire. We're wrapping up all of the new content so that you can focus on your final project for the client. But we're finishing out with kind of visual design and how we display information. Again, that putting it all together, but the role of media. So when you consider the difference between designing for the web as you do designing for print-based paper, and when one refers to the other, which will be the topic for this week's discussion. What are the limitations of different medium or different media? There we go. Plural is fun. So when you take into consideration the animated infographic on screen, and you'll probably remember the infographic that was shared in class a few weeks ago that was referenced in last week's overview, the animated cheetah running. What are the benefits of animation? Is it just a wow factor, or does it truly add understanding? So take, for instance, the running cheetah. It's cool, draws your attention, but does it do anything beyond that to sustain attention? Versus looking at how an engine operates and the animation that goes with that. It's slightly different. We're not necessarily looking at the mechanics of how a cheetah runs, and even if we are, unless it's a skeletal view, it may not help us add understanding or meaning. But an animated view of an engine tells us how the parts connect, when they connect, and what happens when they connect. So looking at the differences there. But then if you were to hand out a piece of paper in class and you want students to illustrate how an engine operates versus having them find images or create an animation. Different aspects, different roles, different limitations, and how do we design for different media and designing for multiple media. So this is an example where think about how many times you've been driving down the interstate or the highway and you've seen a billboard and it gives you the website. Or you looked on that package of candy that you picked up and it had a website. Or you watched a commercial that said, please refer to our website for more information. Same thing with perhaps a flyer about an event. Please see our website for more information. And you go to that website. What content is on there? How do the two media complement one another? Or do they simply replicate? Are they redundant? And do you get frustrated because you thought you were going to get more information, but instead you just got the same information you already read? So what was the point of going to the website? And this is where you can think of how certain companies have tried to expand on what's on their website. You may see Hellmann's.com on the back of your mayonnaise jar. Or wait, what's the other one? Best mayonnaise? Depends on what side of the mountains you're on as to what brand you see. In any case, you go to the website and now you see recipes that call for mayonnaise. So it supplements the information that was on the package. Or you open up a box of something and there's a recipe, maybe it's macaroni and cheese, and there's a recipe for cheeseburger macaroni on the back of the box. But there's also a link to Velveeta.com where you find other recipes and ideas. So that's what we're talking about when we design for multiple media and we want them to work together. And that's what you're thinking about as you look at this week's discussion topic. So let's take a look at our expectations for this week. Use the on-screen navigation to access another section of this week's overview.
Gold paints the sky just after sunrise.